Lesson 7. Modeling with trigonometric functions. You can use the trig functions to model real-life situations. In trig modeling questions, you often have to use r sine of x plus or minus alpha or r cos of x plus minus alpha in order to find maximum or minimum values. Let's do one example. The cabin pressure P in PSI on a plane can be modelled by P equals 11.5 minus 0.5 sine of T minus 2, where T is the hours of the plane in the air and all angles are measured in radians. Part A. State the maximum and minimum cabin pressure. B. Find the time that the cabin first reaches maximum pressure. C. Calculate the cabin pressure after the first 5 hours. And then D. Find all the times in the first 8 hours where the pressure is exactly 11.3 psi. For part A, we get our maximum when sine of t minus 2 is minus 1. So P will be 11.5 minus 0.5 times by minus 1, which is the same thing as adding 0.5, which is 12 psi. The minimum pressure happens when sine of t minus 2 is 1, and then P is equal. So for max and for min, will be 11.5 minus 0.5 times by 1, which is 11.5 minus 0.5, which is 11 psi. For part B, we know from part A that 11.5 minus 0.5 sine of t minus 2 is equal to 12 psi. Rearranging, we get 0.5 sine of t minus 2 is equal to minus 0.5. So sine of t minus 2 is equal to minus 1. And that means t minus 2 is any odd multiple, is any thing from minus pi over 2, then the next one is 3 pi over 2, and etc. So t will be minus pi over 2 plus 2, which is 0.43 hours to 2 dp, which is around 26 minutes. For part C, when t is equal to 5, we get P is equal to 11.5 minus 0.5 sine of 5 minus 2, which is 11.5 minus 0.07056, and so on and so forth. And we get around 11.43 psi to 2 dp. For part D, we get 11.5 minus 0.5 sine of t minus 2 is equal to 11.3. Rearranging, we get 0.5 sine of t minus 2 is equal to 0.2. So sine of t minus 2 is equal to 0.4. Solving this with a calculator, we get t minus 2 can be minus 3.553. The next one will be 0.4115, 2.73, and 6.6947 from just a range. And so adding 2, this one will be invalid because it will be negative, and we get 2.41 hours, 4.73 hours, and this one will be above 8, so we can only focus on these ones. So these are to 2 dp as well, between 0 and 8. And so therefore, t is equal to 2 hours and 25 minutes, or 4 hours and 44 minutes. And that's about it.